Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Lee Gerstmann and I'm going to be doing a record review for you. I'm going to be reviewing Motley Crue's album Shout at the Devil. Now, when Motley Crue first came out, I had heard of them. I had heard that they were like this really like weird group that trashed hotels and stuff. And then finally I heard their song Livewire, and that's kind of all that I heard, but they seemed kind of like maybe as people they were messed up, but that musically they were pretty hot. So I thought, hey, they probably are an interesting group. And I had a barber who went by Amazing Stevie Watkins. He was a guitar player, and he had told me about how I think he saw Motley Crue live, and that High Wire was their only good song. But I thought, hey, that isn't bad if it's such a good song. Maybe I might like some of their other stuff. So I finally, after a long while, I bought Too Fast for Love, and I bought Shout at the Devil, and I forget whether I bought Theater of Pain right at the same time, but that was when I started to collect groups and albums that they did. Like, I did that with Rat, and I did that with Queensryche. And so with Motley Crue, I was trying to get as much as I could, and I eventually, by the time Girls, Girls, Girls got out, which I also got and I liked, I had kind of stopped buying Motley Crue albums just because there's other groups that I found out about and started to get. But anyway, so yeah, I was a fan. And I would have to say that at the time, I thought that Shout the Devil was probably one of their best albums. And I still think that. And of course, I like Girls, Girls, Girls as well, most of it. And I like the album that they did with John Corabi. And so I do like some of their other albums as well, almost, or close enough to as well. But I would have to say that, in truth, Shout the Devil is probably their very best album. And in case you're wondering what this is my headphones that I use when I listen to music, so it's not some kind of hospital tube or anything. I'm just laying down on my bed. Just thought that I would mention that for no particular reason. Well, anyway, let's get into the songs. I have to say that pretty much there's only one song that when I heard it, I had to hear it again to adjust my thinking on it. But when we come to that song, I'll tell you what it is. But I would have to say that this is as close to a perfect album that you can get. I mean, I like other albums too, just as well or better for different reasons, but for this particular album, I would have to say Motley Crue did their very best. And so anyway, in the beginning, that's a really bizarre and eerie song with a monologue part that it sounds like, do you know the song by The Doors called Horse Latitudes? It's a really interesting song off their second album, Strange Days. It comes right before Moonlight Drive. And check it out, And if you hear that, then you hear this, you can see, oh, okay, maybe they were influenced by the Doors. Okay, and then the song Shout the Devil, that's great and it's awesome. It's totally an original Motley Crue type of sound. They definitely did their kick-ass shit when they did it. And then Looks That Kill, we'll talk about a song that kills. This is awesome, and that's totally an original style of Motley Crue sound. And what I mean by that is sometimes groups take from other groups. With those two songs, Shout the Devil and Looks That Kill, you can't really compare them to any other groups. They did it first. And then Bastard, that's the song I had to hear over again because when I first heard it, it kind of sounded more like just a riff and not like a really good complete song, even though it was always my favorite song. And then when I heard it again, I realized it's just that it just starts like right away. So you have to kind of maybe be in the mood for it. But it is just like a motorcycle that passes you by. You know, you're either impressed with it or not. But it's still an awesome motorcycle. And this song is in your face awesome. You know. And then God Bless the Children of the Beast, that's a really cool guitar ballad. I like that. And then Helter Skelter, if you forget that the Beatles did it, you will probably like the Motley Crue version better because they make it sound like their own song. It's just that the Beatles did their song, Helter Skelter, and it's kind of a weird song. It's like heavy, but kind of in this odd, like almost not very enjoyable way. It's like the Beatles are trying to sound too noisy. And so when you hear a cover version, you usually think too much of what the Beatles were doing. But with Motley Crue, they kind of fix it so that if you hear this, you probably should be thinking the Beatles should have done it more like how Motley Crue did it. And then the song Red Hot, that's a really kick-butt cruising song for when you're in the car. It sounds like something that I should have written, you know. It is something like, you know, I kind of had songs that were with that same kind of attitude. I probably should have wrote something like that. And then Too Young to Fall in Love, that actually sounds like something that my old bandmate in Black Spotted Thunder would have written, Pascal Garneau. I collaborated with him on a lot of songs in Black Spotted Thunder and in some other groups we were in. And he had a certain songwriting style that was similar to this song, Too Young to Fall in Love. It's a pretty good song. And then Knock 'em Dead Kid, that actually sounds like something that Black Spotted Thunder would have done if we had continued longer. And we probably would have written something like this before Motley Crue did, but we sort of stopped doing recordings after a while just because we had things in our lives, schedule conflicts that took over. So we didn't end up doing even more songs, but we did about at least maybe some like 30 songs, you know, so hey, I mean, we did do our share. And anyway, the next song, 10 Seconds to Love, that's what I would call a very underrated song. It's very, very cool. It's like the song that you usually don't think about much, but I really like it a lot. And then the last song, Danger, that is really fucking cool. It's really surreal and it's a really great song. it would be cool if Lee Aaron, the heavy rock lady, did a video of this with her singing it. I'm not saying that it's her style, because it really isn't, but she looks good, and it would be good to have a video with her singing it just because she's so hot. But anyway, that's been my review of Motley Crue's album Shout at the Devil. I really think that it's a great album, and I suggest you listen to it also. Okay, well, that's been my review. Take care, everyone.